All right, what's up, guys? What's going on? I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's staying warm because today it's not cold, it's not warm, but if you go on a bike, especially electric bike in our cases, it gets mighty cold. So I'm heading to work. As you can see, I'm not riding my bike for different reasons. Main reason will be the weather, which today it is actually warm. But that's usually the main reason why would anybody say, I'm not taking the bike, I'm taking the car, and I'm going to put $70 of gas, which I haven't put gas in over a week and a half. Now, you may ask me, well, why is it that you're not taking a bike? Well, this is what I experienced, and it's funny because I go through these stages and waves of different experience, and it baffles my mind how this experience has impacted me overall. So I noticed that riding on a bike, especially an electric bike, okay, it's very tiring. And you would say, well, you know what? Riding on a bike is tiring and should be tiring. But in this case, in my case, I'm actually riding an electric bike, so I'm not really pedaling. To be honest with you, I don't even move the pedal once, okay? There is no need, obviously, but hear me out before you judge me. It's tiring because, especially in the morning, you're doing about 50, 55 miles, if not even 60 miles an hour. Now imagine how much attention you have to pay to other cars in every little intersection. Okay, it takes so much stress. I'm not saying like physical stress. I'm talking about mental stress, right? Regardless, look, we all have to ride our bikes responsibly, right? And responsibility starts with us. The responsibility starts with riding the bike with consequences, right? And I could be reckless and not paying attention, not slowing down, waving in and out of traffic, eating red lights recklessly, just being, you know, obnoxious and ignorant to rules, regulations, and the laws. But that's not what I'm doing. And I did ride the bike on Friday. Excuse me. Which it was kind of awkward because I finished work at midnight. I was out, I started work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I finished the same day at midnight. That's a Friday morning. Friday night. And, I had to ride a bike from one spot to another and then work 8 hours, additional 8 hours, and, take the ferry back home at 12:30 in the morning because the ferry schedule changes after midnight, and it's no longer running every 20 minutes. It's running every 30 minutes. So by the time I took the ferry, it was 12:30 in the morning. By the time I got home, believe it or not, it was like 1:30, 1:40. So it is time consuming. Yes, you are saving money on gas. Yes, you are enjoying yourself. But again, there's two phases to each story, you might say, right? One phase is you're riding your bike, you're enjoying yourself, which is correct. The second story is that at one o'clock in the morning you're exhausted, and yet likely there's almost non-existence of cars on the roads at that time. So yes, you could accelerate. You can keep it steady at 50, 55 miles an hour without hesitation. But there is always that but where you can have a person that was drinking and failed to stop at a stop sign, or failed to stop at an intersection or crosswalk, whatever the case might be. You still have to be responsible and pay attention because the consequences are deadly. and I witnessed a bicyclist getting struck by a car. And poor guy was bleeding and everything. And I looked at me, I was like, wow, that's pretty bad. And mind you, I'm not even wearing safety gear. I'm not even wearing a helmet. Is that responsible of me? No, it's not. I'm working on that, so don't nail me to the floor. It should be coming in near future, which it really shouldn't be put away anyway. But in regards to that, right? So I've noticed that Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Now, mind you, I don't sleep 20 hours. I sleep, unfortunately, maybe 4 hours. So that makes me exhausted also. I just can't because I got to do homework with my kids. I can't go to sleep midday at 6 o'clock and I do come home at 5:30 as if I was driving a car. The difference is I'm not driving a car. It's not costing me anything. It's not costing me gas or tolls. So there is a huge saver there. But by the time I finish homework with my child, by the time I eat something, I have to head out and go to gym with my wife. And imagine, you go to gym and you don't take a pre-workout and creatine, your gym session is not really fulfilling, obviously, to me. I never go to gym without a pre-workout. And I do like to go to gym because it makes me feel good, especially on a bike, as if I have control over it. And I was tired, and today I took the car, not because the weather was bad, it's just because I was tired. I was tired of the grind and hustle. I did shoot a video about, riding a bike with a goal, a reason. And that was to travel from point A to point B, which is, it's kind of stressful. It doesn't really bother me no more, but it's always in the back of your mind, like, look, I gotta make, to where I'm going on time because I gotta obviously clock in. And I'm not going for no purpose. And if something doesn't knock it off to what happened to the bike, I I have to make sure that I take care of it. But if something does, the way I'm timing my trip is right to the point. I get like 20 minutes to wait to work, which that leaves me 20 minutes to clock in and get dressed and all that. So it's right to the tick, and it's tough. However, I don't any longer stress that and try to enjoy my ride. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy my rides. I enjoy the freedom. I enjoy the time on a bike. What I don't enjoy is the stupidity I gotta deal with on the streets going to work. I literally, like, you have people pulling out in front of you not because you're a bicyclist, it's because people are that awkward and disrespectful. They do not respect anybody around them. There are some people that just ignore everything and everybody around them and disrespect that person. Okay, so there's no reason for you to pull out in front of me and make me slam on my brakes. And the whole thing is, when you confront them with the look, not physically, they give you the stupid blank look. It's like, oh, whose fault is that? Come on, buddy, you're riding over here. It's your fault because I'm driving. The world belongs to me, Or I had a lady. Yes, I did have a stop. However, I didn't see the stop because there was so much traffic that the way the Department of Transportation, DOT, had installed this sign, you can't see because any minivan or SUV vehicle would obstruct that view for me. You know what I mean? And she just went ahead. I mean, I wasn't sure if she stopped on a stop sign or not, but she went ahead and literally just cut me off. And I was doing like 30 miles an hour, and I had to slam on my brakes to actually make it. So she cuts me off. I pull next to her. It's like, you cut me off really bad. And she was like, yeah, but you had a stop sign. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, that's irrelevant, because if I get in a car accident, I'm going to get injured really badly. And if you get in a car accident where you're gonna hit me, nothing is gonna happen to you or your car. So what you're saying is, it's worthless to you if you hit a human. It is more important and more valuable that you don't hit your car. It's like you ignore the human life, and that's the problem. People will give you this blank look in their eyes, saying like, what the F are you doing on a bike? You don't belong on a street. And mind you, this is regular shit where you have to share with other riders, motorcyclists, bicyclists, pedestrians, and everything else. So if these people come with these blind look and this worthless thinking of life, look, if you don't care about life, whether somebody dies or lives, that's not fair. There shouldn't be a room for you to even exist. So that's what pisses me off. Drivers just being ignorant and being very rude, not letting you in, not letting you pass them, using the center lane. If you have an entire traffic lane, I understand you might stay closer to the left or to the right, and you don't expect nobody to pass you. But the reality is, people are going to pass you because you are, I guess, going too slow, and other people are going faster. But it's not nice for you to go ahead and use the left side of the lane so nobody cannot pass you. And it's very, very upsetting. It shouldn't be like that. There should be more respect on the street. There should be more understanding. There should be a kind of a different approach, not jealousy where, oh, look at him, he's getting where he's going faster than I am. Oh, look at him, he's not burning any gas, he's not paying for the gas, he's not paying for the tolls, so I should kind of like give him a payback for whatever reason. I mean, listen, folks, at the end of the day, we all have to get somewhere, and there is a reason behind us riding our bike at 6 o'clock in the morning with windy condition, with cool or cold air, a wind going into our faces. We also sacrifice. I mean, I like to travel on my bike, but again, there is a reason why am I traveling. I'm trying to get to the point, and I'm trying to enjoy that. And also, come on, if somebody told you that you don't have to pay a toll both ways, so you don't have to pay for the gas, you don't have to pay for any parking tickets or parking spaces, or you don't have to pay for anything, even a ferry, that's great. Anybody would take that over losing money or spending money. Putting that towards a lunch or a sandwich. Especially right now with the inflation that we have, the dollar is worthless. It's like you can't get a lease, you can't get a car, you can't buy a car you want. These leases are really, really expensive. The gas is really expensive. Everything is falling apart, and our president is not really showing a lot of strength in the country, lots of control in the country. He can make a speech that makes sense. Nobody can follow his train of thought. Nobody can understand what he's saying. Most of the times when he does the speech, he's lost. It's just bunkers. Everything is falling apart. Russia and Ukraine are fighting. Heat's going up, gas is going up, everything is falling apart. and it kind of sucks, and lots of people are frustrated because the gas is costing money in Armor and LA, especially in LA. New York, it is 4 or 9 for a gas or for a gallon. But still, I remember those good years where a gallon of gasoline was under $1. And and I'm not saying when Trump was the president it was better or was worse, but I'm saying, looking at the prices, it wasn't that expensive. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really a problem or a question. Nobody was questioning it. But if you can give a regular speech, it says hello. It's just completely awkward, you know. But enough of politics, okay? I will shoot a couple more videos of how the bike is wearing and tearing. How's it performing? I mean, I'm really surprised with the motor because somewhat, it seems like the motor had some sort of wear. Oh God, how when you install a new clutch in a car, guys that the guys that drive manual transmission. I don't know if there's any out there because you can't even buy a manual transmission no more. But when your clutch has to kind of wear in, it's got that wear in. It's like buying a new motorcycle and you have to kind of wear in your motor. Like you can't go really crazy on it, and you got to kind of baby it. I mean, I did that with this motor, but it's funny because I can see it seems like the winding of the motor it's so much softer, so much of a free spin, so much torque, so much of power. It's just completely different beast. It doesn't get hot, stays nice and warm. It's nice and quiet. It's extremely responsive. The battery is, I don't, with the battery. So I do like 23 or 25 minutes of full throttle burst. So the engine doesn't get hot because the weather is not so hot. I believe that when the weather gets hot, it will be a different story. The engine will get warmer. But the whole thing is, this guy doesn't know how to drive for real. You're making a right turn. Look at this fucking guy sleeping. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, man! Who gave you a license? So it's just, I'm very happy with the motor, and I see my tire is wearing out a little bit. I see I gotta reset the tire. I gotta put more air in the tire, inflate it a little bit harder. But overall, I am extremely happy with the bike. I believe it's a perfect build. However, I experienced one thing, and I'll talk about it a little bit more at a different video with my front forks, where I have KKE or whatever the forks are. But I think I will be getting a DNM in the near future, probably next season, because these forks they bottom out too often. You know what I mean? But that's in the next video, next episode. All right, folks. I'm in front of my job, so let me go in, relax. I'm gonna call my mom, see how she's doing, and we'll talk soon. All right. Take care.